route packages so that they could get used to being in combat and all that. So we gave them the first 10 missions. So we said, you know what? So we built a chart. It was like Al Gore's, the globes of warming, the hockey stick. So we built this chart, and we showed loss rate versus missions. And we put the first 10 missions, we put a high loss rate. And then if you got through the first, and then we said, you want to give the first 10 missions at red flag, so that when they really go to war, they don't get shot down. Well, it was like Al Gore's hockey puck stick. It was BS, but nonetheless, everybody latched onto it. They thought it was great. So, but there's no doubt about it. Red flag is an amazing experience, and it's very worthwhile. And I'll tell you, one time we were having a JCS exercise down at Fort Irwin, and I was supposed to do the opposition air. I was a brigadier. So I go out there, and I'm worried because I'm getting 6 airplanes from the Marine Corps, 12 from the Navy, National Guard unit comes out, I got a regular Air Force, I got a reserve unit. I mean, just a total disparity of people. And I'm supposed to pick up the baton on Monday, and we're going to fly on Tuesday and start flying together as a force. And I was really worried about that. And then I realized, after watching them function, they all hit the ground. They'd all been in those. They'd all been in red flags. So they knew exactly how to work together, how to sit in a mass briefing, they knew each other's tactics, the way of doing business, call signs, that kind of stuff. So quite frankly, red flag is worth its weight in gold in terms of teaching people how to work together in a high density environment. We do other things. What Bill Creech did is he would go out on the flight line and watch a mechanic change a hydraulic pump. He'd come out of his office, go out there at Langley, and pull a chair up and sit under the wing and watch the guy. And what he was looking at, he was looking for all the things that frustrate people from doing their job. And as a result, he moved all the airplane parts down on the flight line. So that the crew chief, if he needed a part, just walked over and said, I need a hydraulic pump. And they could either say, here, or there's one being repaired right now, it'll be out in an hour, or we got one on order, it'll be 2 days. Then he could make a decision. Then he was allowed to go to the crew chief next to him, and before that, to pull a part out of the War Reserve kits required approval from the chief of supply, colonel. And he got rid of all that. And then, if the guy didn't have one and he wanted to go borrow one from his airplane next to him, he'd go to that crew chief, and it was between those two crew chiefs. And Creech said, I don't care if they get in a fist fight over it. They're the ones that are in charge. Make them negotiate. And so he did a lot of things. The thing he taught us is push responsibility and authority down as far as you can. In Desert Storm, the flight leaders could do whatever they thought was best at the time. I kept them from having rules of engagement. I'd controlled all the rules of engagement. And I depended on their good judgment. I depended on their knowledge of the laws of armed conflict. And we pushed authority down. I had 4 colonels, 2 in the day, 2 at night, who sat there, could make any decision. If somebody said, we want to divert green flight to target B, they could make that decision. Creech taught us that. Push that responsibility down, that authority down. People will respond. They'll do the right thing. And so if you find that you're creating an environment where you're in charge and you're micromanaging, you're a fool. You're robbing people of their initiative. And they'll surprise you. They're so much more capable than you are, it's unbelievable. Do they have to stand there after they ask the question? And they go like that, like, yeah, I understand. Thinking, what a bunch of manure.
Sir,
what are they going to ask you? They won't ask me questions. What are they going to ask you, Rhonda?
We'll find out tomorrow.
Okay.
Sir, we appreciate you spending time with us, and I would like everybody to join us in thanking General Horner for spending an hour with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now take a 20-minute break. As a reminder, we do have memorabilia sales out in the foyer. Just go out and turn left. I would encourage you to make your purchases now so you can get signatures from our Eagles this evening. Please be back in your seats by 9:45. Thank you.